Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today in this video what I thought I would do is give you a little bit of a review, a little bit of a guide on some of the kids clubs and the kids activities currently on board the Carnival celebration. We just got off this wonderful ship just over a couple of weeks ago. We spent a week on board going around the Caribbean, and with our two boys they took part in a variety of different activities on the ship. What I thought I'd do is give you a little bit of a review, our opinions, our thoughts, and a bit of a guide, so if you've got little ones you can find out whether this ship is going to be any good for you and your family and your cruise. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We are Coast to Coasters. We do lots of different videos on the theme parks and cruises, so if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. We have lots of content coming from this wonderful ship and many more, and your support really does help us out a bunch. But that's going to be all for the moment though. Let's jump straight into the video. So what I thought I would begin with in terms of a review of the overall kind of experience on board Carnival Celebration is the staff itself, and in particular the kids club staff and the entertainment staff as well that do a lot of the different activities with them. Now the staff on board the Carnival Celebration have been absolutely fantastic. They are definitely some of the best staff we've seen on any cruise line, but particularly this ship. They really were good. From the moment we arrived at the check-in area, they started to greet us, welcomed us. They were really positive, really excited, and then throughout the week they proved to be really super helpful. They were always really positive, full of energy every time we came to check in our little boy who's currently 3 years old. And they started to kind of learn their names and stuff throughout the cruise. It was really nice to see that as the cruise kind of went on, they got to know him, what he likes, what he dislikes, and it was fantastic to see. And a lot of the time when we were walking around the ship, you'd see staff members, they'd be able to say, oh look, hey Oliver, and they'd be able to say, you know, we're going to see you later and stuff like that. So there really is kind of a personal feel. The staff were absolutely fantastic. In terms of keeping us informed throughout the whole cruise, they were really good at telling us what activities were on, what time the kids club shut, any particular highlights and stuff in terms of, you know, shows or anything that day that we may have missed out on. And they were just really good at being really positive and making the experience as great for us and our little ones as possible. Also, on the subject of communication, while you are on board, you do get given a cruise phone for the little ones. So if you do have a child between 2 and 5, they gave us a mobile phone, and you just had to keep that on you whenever you went around the ship without them and they were checked in. And that was really handy to have. It allowed them to call you and give you updates on your little one. If you wanted to call them and find out how they were doing, or if they needed a bit to eat or anything like that, you could do so. But that phone that you kept throughout the cruise, didn't have to charge it. It worked really well, and they gave us a phone call a couple of times to say, you know, Oliver's hungry or would like to do this, like to do that, and it worked in such a really nice way. So really super impressed with the staff, their friendliness, their politeness, willingness to help, and their communication. It was absolutely fantastic. As the cruise came to an end, they gave us a little award for Oliver that they stuck outside our cabin door. And that was just like a little thank you. And one thing that really surprised us and we're really thankful for was they actually left again with that a little note as well. And inside is a little personal note just from the staff, just to say Oliver's been fantastic. You know, it's been great having him in there. You know, really nice looking after him, etc. And that's fantastic to see. The staff were amazing throughout. So if you've got little ones that are going to go on board into any of the kids clubs, the staff really are fantastic and do a good job. So you won't have to worry about it at all. Now moving on to my next thing then, and that is hygiene. So in terms of the hygiene and stuff for the kids clubs area, we were really impressed. The staff and that were continuously cleaning the different areas of the kids clubs. I noticed that every single time we checked in Oliver and he went through the door, the first thing they always got all the kids to do was wash their hands, and that's really nice to see. So that means straight away from the get-go everyone's nice and clean and what have you. And although we're kind of coming out of COVID times now, it is nice to keep that additional hygiene up and stuff, obviously, in case there are any little kind of bugs or colds and stuff going around. But the staff did a fantastic job with washing their hands, the kids' hands, and just keeping the areas really nice and clean, which is fantastic to see. Obviously having little ones, illnesses and bugs, particularly on a cruise ship, is something to worry about as a parent, but I felt super confident that every time Oliver went in there he was being looked after and encouraged to, you know, wash hands and stuff after using the restroom or doing any painting, colouring, any of that kind of stuff. So fantastic to see, and that will move me on into my next point now, which is the activities and stuff. So Obviously you're sending your little one here for them to have fun so that you can do stuff around the ship, and it's nice to have that balance where obviously adults can go off and do stuff that the kids might not like. The kids clubs are designed there to have these activities aimed at kids at a variety of different ages. Now I've got the booklets here which I'm going to go through in a separate video, so if you're curious to see about the activity schedules from our particular Carnival celebration cruise, hit that subscribe button down below, and what I'll do is when the video goes live I'll update that in the description for you as well, so you can see each different booklet and the activities running for the different ages. But you have got a different booklet depending on what age your child is. This particular one is penguins, age 2 to 5. You've got stingrays just here, age 6 to 8, as well as sharks, age 9 to 11. And then you start getting into the older kids clubs such as Circle C and Club O2, which are for 12 to 14 and 15 to 17 year olds respectively. But the activities obviously are the main thing that your children are going to be doing. I'm going to focus mainly on the 2 to 5 because that's the activities that our boy did, so I can kind of gauge the feedback he gave us on how well they were. But one thing I will say from the get-go is it's absolutely ram-packed and some fantastic activities on here. In each of these different booklets it will tell you the activities they're doing throughout the day. They have games, they have arts and crafts, they've got different kind of themed activities. One day it was like a space day, so they had like a space themed activity where you could build your own like rocket and get a little space patch at the end. They had different active kind of tasks where it was maybe games or basketball or stuff like that. You had different meal times, different music shows, dancing sessions, and as the evening kind of came in and they got to the later portion of the day, they had different events on as well. You had night owls, which is the on-board paying kind of additional charge hours. This was from 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. It's about $8 plus tax and gratuity, but that allows you to keep your little one in a little bit longer if you wanted to go and enjoy a show, for example. But some fantastic activities on here. What really impressed us is every time Oliver came out of the kids clubs he would have something new to show us. For example, one day he came out and they had made this little kind of like door sign, so it's got his name on it. On the back it's got different decorations as well, and that's really nice. It's nice to see that during the time he's been at kids club he's actually produced something, and you know, it's fantastic that he can bring that home and we can pop that on his bedroom door for him. He's done all sorts of different drawing. We've got loads and loads and loads of drawings and stuff that he did. He's got different dancing activities. He came away and having learned some new dances, some new music and stuff. And what was really nice to see is every time I went to pick him up and they opened up the door for the kids club and stuff to, you know, call the child, you could see the staff member at the front of like the room and stuff, you know, engaging with the kids and what have you, encouraging them, getting them to do different like activities and stuff. So it's nice that they've got an option. They've got the option of like self-play and all those stuff, but there is a lot of structure as well, which is fantastic. It's not just a case of, you know, you put them in kids club and they just go and entertain themselves and get bored. There's so much to do, and that's really, really nice to see. So the activities they run are fantastic, and there is so much variety that if you've got some that like science experiments, they had a science and discovery session, so you could practice whether things would sink or float, or you know, what happens if you mixed, you know, water and colouring together, what colour did it make, stuff like that. So really, really nice to see. And again, if you want to know more about the specific activities, what I'll do is I'll do a separate video on this and leave that down below. The only reason I'm not going to cover it in this video is there's still a lot to talk about in terms of kids clubs and stuff, and it will very, very quickly run out of time. But yeah, activities are fantastic. Really, really recommend them. Your kids will not be bored at all. So the next thing I wanted to mention, obviously for the little ones and stuff, are the activities now that are throughout the ship and not necessarily part of kids clubs. They're often run by the kids club staff and the entertainment team, but it's not necessarily in the kids club environment. A perfect example of this is the Build-A-Bear workshop. Now this is a Build-A-Bear shop at sea. It's absolutely incredible. They decorate the stage in the Grand Central area with all these kind of blow-up bears. They've got the whole kind of like Build-A-Bear stations with all the fluff and the outfits, and it's fantastic that your little one can go along to this and create their own bear, as Oliver did with this little Captain Bear just here. So really, really nice to see that they can go along and do that. This is an additional charge, but it is absolutely fantastic. You get a little number and grab a heart, you wait for your number to be called, and the process, considering how busy it was absolutely painless. So fun little activity there to do, again, that you can do one morning. Really, really nice way to get the little ones engaged and doing something, you know, as a family, which is nice. You can go along with your little one and spend some time building a bear together. But they've got Build-A-Bear workshops. They've got shows and games and stuff being run quite a lot of the time. Some of the theatre productions and shows and what have you, they'd have a particular kids session or like a kids disco on somewhere, or a kids event, and all of that stuff is found in the Carnival Hub app or in the programme if you can get a hold of the paper copy. And you can go along that, and it might be that you want to go to the family disco and watch all the kids and stuff dance, and you can join them, and all these activities and stuff are really, really nice to do throughout the ship. And again, it just adds to that experience and keeps your little one entertained, which is the main point of them. Obviously it's your holiday as much as it is theirs, and it's great that everyone gets to enjoy some fun activities while on board. Also on the subject of fun things to do then, so the Carnival celebration has some fantastic venues, none other than the Ultimate Playground, which obviously includes the sports area with football, basketball, you've got table tennis, you've also got the ropes course, you've got the kind of kids splash area with all the slides and the little kiddie area, you've got mini golf, and of course you've got the Bolt roller coaster. Now depending on the age of your child, obviously they may be limited to some of the activities they can do, but the kids splash area, for example, in the water park is open to anyone. You can go along, there's lots of lifeguards around, which is fantastic to see, obviously keeping your little one safe. And obviously you've just got a really, really fun area. There's different water buckets dropping water down on you. You've got different kind of things that they can play with and interact with to change the water draining down here and going down there. There's little kind of like turrets you can spray people with, and all that really, really fun stuff. It's an amazing, amazing area of the ship. For the older kids, you've got the sports area. Basketball and football runs throughout the day. You can just go along to that and self-play and stuff. Just grab a pair of trainers and head on in. They also run competitions throughout the cruise, so you might find that 6 p.m. one day of your cruise is a basketball competition, so you can join people, have a bit of fun. And this is actually run by the Carnival staff, so there'll be a little prize at the end, a little medal or magnet or something, which is kind of nice to see. And obviously you've got the ropes course and Bolt. The Bolt roller coaster is an additional charge of $15, and you can book that in the Carnival Hub app, but it is absolutely fantastic. As soon as you hit that height limit, it is well worth doing. It is really, really good fun. But again, the Ultimate Playground combined with all these different activities and stuff they run throughout the ship, as well as all the activities in the actual kids club area itself, just gives you this really, really nice experience. You will not be bored on board this Carnival Celebration cruise, that is for sure. It is absolutely fantastic. So the next thing I wanted to talk about now was the family harbour area. Now this is a particular part of the ship that you can book lower down where the kids club area is on deck 4, and this is a really, really interesting area of the ship actually. You've got this little family harbour lounge, and in there you can find food and drink available throughout the day. They've got some PlayStations, there's a TV, and there's a kind of little nice seating area, and it's just kind of like a hangout spot. If you have got one of these cabins and have got the access, you can obviously go in there and enjoy some time in there. It's really, really worth doing, considering if you've got a family, just that an additional kind of hangout spot and chance for maybe to enjoy a bite to eat in the morning. But definitely recommend checking it out. Slight additional charge when you pay for the cabin, but could be worth it for you and your family. So the next thing I wanted to touch on was the opening times of the kids clubs. Now, when you first arrive onto the ship, you will get an information pack about the kids clubs and the activities, and in there you will find the program hours. So what it will do is it will sit there and break down for you the different times that the kids clubs are actually open throughout your cruise. And what's really fantastic is it will be specific to your cruise and your itinerary. Each day will tell you the opening hours. For example, on our particular cruise on Tuesday, which was a day in port, it was open from 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. and then again from 6 p.m. until 1 a.m. Again, though 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. is an additional charge that they will notify you about and make nice and clear for you. But it's really, really nice to see. There were some days where the kids clubs were actually open throughout the whole day, so straight away from kind of 9 a.m. all the way through to 1 p.m. Generally, there's a 1 hour gap at some point in the day to allow the staff a chance to have a break, do some additional cleaning, and of course have a bite to eat and stuff like that. But there were also other days where it just went straight through. But really, really fantastic opening hours and stuff. So you could drop them off nice and early, you can pick them up for lunch, drop them back again for a little bit if they want, pick them up for dinner, and it's just nice. You've got such a balance and stuff where if the little ones want to be in kids club, or you've got a particular activity in mind that you'd maybe prefer to drop them at kids club for, you can do that. So really, really fantastic flexibility there with the opening times. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is Dr. Seuss. So they actually have this partnership on board Carnival Celebration with Dr. Seuss, and it is really cool to have this, you know, air of the ship and what have you, and there's different themed events and stuff on. They actually have this kind of Dr. Seuss little book / lounge area directly in Kids Club where you can go along as a parent and sit with your child for a little bit and read a story, play with some of the games in there. They've got board games and toys. They've got so many lovely, lovely books in there that you can sit down and read together, and it's just a lovely little kind of hangout spot if you want to take maybe a break from the sunshine, or if you've maybe got a 20-minute wait until Kids Club opens. It's just a nice little area to hang out in, cool off. You've got lovely little chairs in there, lots of different fun things for them to do, and the kids absolutely love it. I think it's open 24/7 as well, so you can go along quite early if you've got an early bird, or you can stay in there quite late as well if you just want to kind of calm down, unwind with kind of a pre-bedtime story. But absolutely fantastic little area of the ship, and that then leads on into the kind of further events and stuff they run in kind of alongside Dr. Seuss, and you've got lots of different photo opportunities and meet and greet. So there was one night where they had a Cat in the Hat photo op. You could go along and have your photo taken with Cat in the Hat, or Thing 1 or Thing 2, and that was just really, really fun and quirky. You can obviously take photos with your own camera, and then obviously you've got the professional photographer as well, so you can then see all of those photos in the Carnival Hub app. They had the green eggs and ham breakfast that you could book throughout the cruise, and that again is in the Carnival Hub app, but it's very reasonable price. I think it's about $10 an adult and maybe $8 a child, something like that, but you can just book that for a morning and go along and have this themed kind of character breakfast with some fun and quirky dishes. But absolutely fantastic. Again, they bring this new aspect to the ship. It's a really, really popular you know, theme and what have you, so it's really, really fun for the kids, and you'll absolutely love it on board the Celebration. They really, really are doing a very good job with it. So overall then, what did we think of the kids clubs and the kids activities on board Carnival Celebration? We thought they were absolutely superb. I haven't got a single negative thing to say about the ship, about the activities they ran, or indeed the kids club. They really were fantastic. We've cruised with a variety of different cruise lines before, MSC and Royal Caribbean to name two, but Carnival, I think they have probably one of the best kids clubs at sea, particularly on the Carnival Celebration. From the mixture of activities they're running, from the staff and how kind and friendly they were, to everything else in between, it really, really was very good. The highlights for me though were definitely the fact that the staff was super attentive and helpful. I loved seeing the positivity and stuff they had when we brought Oliver into the club and what have you. They welcomed him really nicely, made sure they washed his hands. They were really excited and stuff to see him come in, really, really kind of like, you know, happy and goodbye and stuff when he left and what have you. And it's really, really nice. It makes the kids want to go to Kids Club, and you know, they're there for them and what have you. The whole point of Kids Club is to keep the Kids Club entertained, to keep the kids entertained and, you know, enjoy their cruise and holiday as much as everyone else. But it really, really was good. I was just very impressed with the staff and what structured and stuff the activities were. The fact that Oliver could come back every day having done some arts and crafts or some science experiments, you know, or whatever else it was, and then equally then go and spend the day with us by the pool and the splash area, or do, you know, some football and what have you. It's great. There were so many options, and there wasn't a single day where Oliver was bored. In fact, each day he was encouraging us to do different bits. He'd want to go and play, you know, ping pong in the morning, and then go to Kids Club because they had a science thing on. We would then collect him for a little bit at lunch, and we do the splash area, and then later on in the evening, when he doesn't necessarily want to go to the bars or anything, he can go and obviously enjoy a dance party and stuff in the Kids Club. So it was really, really good. Oliver enjoyed it, and I think he enjoyed it more out of any Kids Club he's ever done, and the ship was absolutely fantastic. So if you have got little ones, particularly for us in the 2 to 5 range, as Oliver being 3, I can definitely recommend the Kids Club there. The older activities and stuff seem just as good. Again, they've got different kind of self-play things where you can go and play Xbox and PS4 and all that kind of stuff, or you can go play football. There's different structured activities, but all of them are run really, really well. The staff are fantastic, and you will not be disappointed. And at the end of it, you may get a little medal as well that says Camp Ocean, just to kind of, you know, highlight the fact that you've done a Carnival cruise and enjoyed Kids Club. But really, we love that little kind of fun quirk at the end. Fantastic way to end the cruise. But yeah, it was really, really good. So that is going to be all now for this video. Have you got any questions for me? If you've got any questions about the kids club, the activities on board, the staff, any kind of additional requirements or anything like that, then leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Really love hearing your comments and stuff down below. Love engaging with you all and answering your questions. But that's going to be all for this video. Again, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below and leave a like on the videos. It does help us out an absolute bunch. But that's going to be all for this video. Many thanks for watching and we will see you in the next one. Take care.